Well, it was a beautiful feeling for the doctor to come out to us and say, Gillian, we found out where the hole is. We've got it.
And I got to about 28 weeks, and I remember saying to my doctor, if something was wrong, we would know by now, wouldn't we?
Here's my son that's been given life, and another little boy whose life's going to end, and yeah, we just hoped and prayed that there could be a different outcome for him and his family, and yeah.
Doctor's surgery told Mum that the GP said that she looked like she was having a seizure, and I burst into tears. And I went, well, if that's what she's having, we've got to go deal with this, so.
Did the CT scan, he came up with brain activity. So all of a sudden the specialists were back on my bed saying, let's operate, we can do something. The first couple of months of his life was incredible, and we were nearly at the hospital probably every second day, I would say, with various appointments and follow-ups and checkups. But he's had tissue expansion so that he's now got a full head of hair. He's had various eye operations, and he's had a craniovault reconstruction. So he's had, in total, I think it's been 28 procedures.
She used to do this twitching, like shuddering kind of thing, and initially I thought it was just her reaction to being touched, but then it progressed to being more regular, and when she was just sitting on the bed, she would do these twitching things, and they would last for, you know, half an hour to 45 minutes. Once they get past that 30-minute mark, they don't stop at all. So she has to be transferred to intensive care, to be put on a ventilator and put to sleep for the seizures to stop, and even then sometimes it doesn't stop. So it's pretty full on.
3 hours go by, no Jodie coming out yet. 5 hours go by, doctors are eventually coming out to speak to us, letting us know that the tumour is actually larger than what they suspected was. It's more the size of a tennis ball, and it's situated in such a way that it's actually quite complicated for them to remove. We couldn't move from that door. I stood and I looked at the closed door, and then also seeing nurses running in and out the whole time, bringing blood for our little girl, knowing, I knew every time they walked past with blood, I knew it was for Jodie, and I just had to hope and pray that they would be able to just keep her alive. It was really very, very difficult for Vernon and I to be able to watch her in permanent pain. We couldn't take away the pain no matter what we did, no matter how much medication we gave her. Nothing helped. We wanted the pain. I used to wish that pain on myself. There's nothing worse than looking at your baby girl and she's looking at you going, Mommy, please help me. I can't take the pain anymore. It's too much.
Honestly, I can't even explain it. Just took our breath away. There was anywhere that a tube or a wire could be, her little body, and you've got to remember this tiny, tiny baby. She's just covered in needles and just tubes, and machines are breathing for her, and she's just swollen and puffy. It barely looks recognisable. It's, oh. It was really a really bad episode of it. We were been admitted to ICU. We'd been in there about 2 hours when I was sitting next to her bed and my husband was standing up with the nurse, and I was holding her hand, and she just went this shade of blue. But watching your baby be resuscitated is something I would not wish on anybody. To this day, I still struggle to think about what if we hadn't have been there. What if the doctors that had saved her. How do you ever say thank you to someone who saved your baby's life like that?
I can still see the doctor walking towards me, and I just looked at her and I said, "It's bad news." And yeah, that's when we found out that he had quite a large brain tumour, and the fluid in his head was major. When they brought him back up to ICU, and back he comes with tubes in his feet, in his arms, in his head. He was on in an induced coma, so he was on the ventilator. Dr. Sharon walked into the room and she said, "We can't give you an exact prognosis," she said, "but we're pretty sure." She said it felt good, it looked good, it was how a good tumour should feel, so she was pretty shook.
The really nice thing is the hospital feels like Jack's safe place, so he'll walk through the front door and almost take a deep sigh and just go, oh, and a lot of that has to do with the staff and the way he's treated there.
And the reason that it's so well equipped to deal with these circumstances is because of the work the foundation does. That it's got all the equipment, it's got the right facilities, the staff. You know, at the heart of PMH, it is the foundation.
The PMH Foundation, they fund many different things, like, you know, with the research that takes place in the hospital. Without them, things wouldn't have been picked up. We may not have our son now, you know, so the money that comes in goes to all of that.
You never know when your life is going to get turned upside down. Ours was turned upside down overnight, and no one knows if one day it can affect someone you love or someone you care about. You know, this is one cause I honestly feel that every West Australian should support.